In this lesson, you are going to learn to add blurs to an image. First thing that we're going to do is we are going to open up our car start and we are going to rename it car working, and we're going to make it a PSD. So I've already done that. Next thing we're going to do is we are going to duplicate this background layer and we're going to call it car. Now what we need to do is we need to isolate our car. So we're going to just quickly do this by going over here, and we'll use the object selection tool. So we're going to click on our object selection tool. It might take a minute. It's got to find the objects in the selection. Hover over the car and click. It should put a selection around the car, and it's kind of even, cutting him out, so it's just getting the car itself. And we want to apply a mask. So over in the layers panel, we're going to click layer mask. Next thing that I would like to do is I would like to apply a path blur. To do this, we're going to work with the background layer. So we're going to click on the background layer. We're going to right click on it, and we are going to convert to a smart object. Once it's converted to a smart object, I know it is because there's this little pieces of paper in the lower right hand corner of the thumbnail in the layers panel. It'll say layer 0. We're going to call this background blur. And then we are going to apply a filter from the blur gallery. So we're going to go up to filter. We're going to go down to blur gallery. And we're going to do a path blur. So we're going to click on path blur. It's going to take us into another work area. The next thing we would like to do is we would like to add a speed value to this background. To do this, we are going to go up here to speed, and we are going to increase this to 200. And you can increase it more just to see what this does, okay? It's really starting to get blurry in the background. But we do want to have it at 200, so it's easier to type it in. One of the things that I want you to realize is that this is all kind of centered. You don't see it like breaking out too much. Yours is probably, check marked. The centered is check marked. So we want to uncheck mark that, okay? But when we do it, now it looks like maybe we're going in reverse because we have the blur right here. So what we need to do is we need to go to the arrow. This is showing the direction of the blur, and we don't want it going to the right. We want to click on this, and we want it to actually go backwards, okay? And now when we do that, you can see the blur is actually coming off of the car in the back. So it would be like it was moving forward. When you are happy with it, and it, again, doesn't have to look exactly like mine, but it should look similar. Once you're happy with it, we are going to go ahead and go up to the top and say OK. So that's how you're going to apply a blur from the blur gallery. Okay, the next thing that we want to do is we want to edit our mask. Okay, we talked about this a little bit last week. We have in our layers panel, we have our image, and then we have our mask. I need you to click on the masking area, and if you want to hide something, you choose black. If you want to reveal something, you hit white. Well, we have this guy, he is kind of hidden because he has been hidden. So we want to make sure over here at the left, we're going to choose our paintbrush, and we're going to choose, again, make sure you're on your mask. If you're on the image, it will not work. We're going to click on white and the paintbrush, and then we're going to go up here, and I would choose maybe like a hardness of around 50, 25 pixels for our size should work, and we're going to reveal our guy. Now, if we accidentally do too much like this, we can hit the X on the keyboard. That will change us to black, and then that allows us to hide that area. And then X will take us back to white. The X will toggle back and forth between black and white brush, okay? So we just want to be able to see him. And again, this is for practice, so it does not have to be perfect, but I do want to see that you attempted to make it somewhat. Holding the Z key down and zooming in would help you out a lot. Okay, so I do want to see him, that he's not blurred out. And then when we're done, okay, now we're going to go over here to our car layer and we are going to duplicate it again. This time we want to just mask the wheels. We are going to add a blur to the wheels. I'm going to zoom out holding my Z key down. I am going to remove this layer mask on this because I want to apply a different layer mask. So I'm going to right click on it and I'm going to say delete layer mask, and it'll simply remove that layer mask. So now it looks like I didn't apply anything to that, but we're going to basically hide everything. If I hide this and show this, we're going to apply another layer mask this time, but just to the wheels. So in order to select the wheels, we're going to do things a little differently this time. We're going to choose the selection brush tool. We're going to go up here. We're going to make it around 50. Hardness, we'll leave that at 100. And we want to select all the wheels. Now, if it's not perfect, you don't have to panic, but make sure that you do select. When I say wheels, make sure it's the whole tire and everything. We're just going to apply a blur on it, so if it's not exactly perfect, it's not going to, and it's going to more show up stuff, more show the rims, I guess is what I want to say, instead of the tires. Since the tires are black, you're not going to be able to see a lot of movement with that one. We're going to do this. I'm doing this really fast here. And if you make a mistake on it, you can always hold your option key down and you could remove. You can remove. Not holding the option key down allows you to add. Okay? So again, once you get that done, we are going to apply a mask. So I'm going to go in here and just add a mask. Okay? If I hide everything, all the other layers, you can see it's just my wheels that are there. Next thing that I want to do is I do want to make this into a smart object as well. So I'm going to right click on this and I'm going to say convert to smart object. And let's call this wheels. Always name your layers so you know what in the world you're doing. I want to apply a spin blur on these. So I'm going to, again, I'm going to zoom out just a smidgen here. I'm going to go up to filter. I'm going to go down to my blur gallery, and I do have a spin blur. Now it's going to take me into another workspace, and you can see that it does put a circle here. And I want it to not circle. I don't want the blur to be here. I want it to actually be on the wheel. So I'm going to hover over the wheel, and I'm going to go over where it says blur angle. I'm going to increase that. Increase it, kind of go crazy, and you can kind of see what happens. I really only need it to be around 50 degrees. I'm going to say 50 degrees. And you can see that now it has kind of like a spinning motion on it. Now, how do I get that on this other one? I'm going to go back here and I'm going to click on this wheel, and it should apply it to that wheel as well. Okay, now notice that the blur angle changed again on this one, so I do need to change it to 50 because I do want them to be the same. When you're done, you're simply going to say OK, and you should have a blurred background with blurred tires, and you are able to clearly see your individual here, and you can go ahead and save that.